Hello, and welcome to our lesson for today. We are going to talk about setting purpose from engagement text to decodables.
Materials.
The only materials you'll need for today's lesson is your thinking cap. Get ready. We have two learning targets for today's lesson. The first learning target says, using evidence from the text, I can answer questions about the story Chip Can't Nap. The second learning target says, I can read the decodable text Chip Can't Nap.
Read aloud.
Today, I'm going to read our engagement text, Chip Can't Nap. Follow along as I read. Afterwards, I will ask you some questions. Every afternoon, Chip starts to yawn. When this happens, he knows it's time for his cat nap. Lately, he has been sleeping in the alley behind the donut shop. He starts to curl up inside of the hat he uses as a bed when he hears a huge thud and then a bash. What was that? He thinks as he looks up to investigate. It is the trash can. A worker from the donut shop had thrown a big stinky bag of trash into the can and then slammed the top back on. Okay, now I can nap. Chip thinks as he closes his eyes. But then he hears a horn honking. He gets up and looks around the corner into the street. A truck is blocking the street, so the taxi cab and many other cars are honking their horns loudly. Ugh, Chip says. Will I ever get to take a nap? Chip is one cranky kitty when he does not get rest. He is so tired he can barely think. But then he has an idea. Sometimes the window of the donut shop delivery van is open. Maybe he can slip in and nap in the comfy back seat. He walks over to the van, but is disappointed to see that all the windows are tightly shut. Will I ever get some peace and quiet so I can take my nap today? Chip thinks. He is getting more cranky. Then he has one more idea. Pat's house. There is someone in the neighborhood named Patricia, Pat for short. She lives with her brother, James, and their grandma. Pat sometimes leaves scraps of food out on the porch for Chip. If he goes over there, maybe he will get a nap and get a snack too. Chip hurries over to Pat's house and quickly curls up in their small front yard. When he wakes up, there is a bowl of milk waiting for him on the front steps. Chip licks up every last drop of milk. He's not a cranky kitty anymore. Now he's a happy kitty.
Question and answer.
Where does Chip try to nap first? In the hat he uses as a bed. Where does Chip finally get to nap? What does the author mean by the phrase, Chip is one cranky kitty when he does not get rest? He is in a bad mood because he is tired. How does Chip change from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Chip goes from sleepy and cranky to rested and happy.
Word work.
Our new story this week is based on Chip Can't Nap. Look and listen for letter sounds that you know. Also, before we read, let's look at some high frequency words that we will see in our story. This is the word has. This is the word a. You will also search for the word by in our story today. Here's the word the. Another word you will find is to. You will also search for the word is today. The last word that you will look for in our story is will. Let's see how many of these words we can find in Chip Can't Nap.
Read aloud.
As we read, search for our high frequency words. Has, a, by, the, to, is, and will. Put a finger on your nose every time you hear one. Chip has a bed by the shop. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? I see the word has, a, by, and the. Thud, bash. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? No. The cab will not hush. Chip cannot nap. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? The, will. Chip will dash to the van. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? Will, to, the. The van is shut. Do you see any of our high frequency words here? I see the and is. Will Chip get a nap? Do you see any of our high frequency words here? Will, a.
Closing reflection.
What tools did you use to read Chip Can't Nap? Right, we looked for high frequency words. Continue to search for the high frequency words has, a, by, the, to, is, and will as you read this week. See you next time. Bye.